There we are. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We have expanded and now have looped in some of our outlying offices, and I used outlying lovingly because I'm in the oceanfront office, literally on the water and within sight of the beach. So you guys are way far away, even if you are just in Kempsville. So glad to have everyone here. We are recording this, so mind your P's and Q's, please. And the link will go out. So if you feel like you've missed something, please feel free to look at the recording later on. Full disclosure, nothing I say or come up with is unique to me. Like everyone else in the real estate space, all these gurus out there, I recycle and steal from other people. I try to acknowledge when I do that. So if you hear something that sounds familiar, Tom Ferry might have said it, Brian Buffini might have said it, Jim Rohn might have said it, Zig Ziglar might have said it. So just bear that in mind. But I do try and give credit where credit is due. Today we're going to be talking about Adwerx. This is an online marketing tool that is really helpful if you have listings or if you want to market yourself individually. And there's a lot of meat on the bone with Adwerx, but I'm just going to be looking at marketing your individual listing or marketing yourself. So from the intranet hub, Foster, you would think they would have it amongst all these buttons here. I don't know, but Candy will recognize, and Patty, that the best way to search anything on our hub is always, for all these years, just go to the search box, type in Adwerx right there, click search, and I want you to look at how it's spelled when it pops up here. So it's Adwerx. Do I need to make my screen bigger for you guys? Let's do that. So we can click here and it'll take us to the landing page. And then it'll allow us to launch. So access Adwerx. And because you're logged into the Long and Foster Hub, it will take you right into Adwerx. Now, you may have to do some setup under my account, but because you are logged into Long and Foster, you automatically have that account. So from the main screen here, you can see that we have a 15% discount on our ads, which is great. You can select and promote a listing. You can run an ad by zip code. So if you live in, say, 23462 or 23704 or something like that, you can check to see if that zip code is available and advertise yourself that way. You can also do advertising to your sphere. I haven't played around with this one yet. But every time I come here, I'm like, oh, I should look into that more and possibly do that. And then, squirrel, I go off to something else and totally space out. But let's start with ads for listings. So if you have a listing and you want to promote it somewhere within either a 15-mile radius within certain localities, you can do that. So enter listing address. Let's see, I have a listing right now at 7708 Atlantic Avenue. So I'm going to pull that up. And then it wants me to enter my email address, so jeremy@lnf.com. Now it's going to go search. And so here are what it found by searching. So this is my listing. I don't know who these people are, but oh, look, Natalie Parker. This is from years ago. That's Joan Buckley, again, from years ago. With their listings. But here's my listing right here. So I'm going to confirm that this is mine, and I know it's mine because there's my name. So confirm there, and it's working. It is working. So then it brings up this template here, and you can make some modifications here, but if you pay attention to this ad, it's moving, right? And what do we know about ads online? If something is moving, it catches our eye and it's going to draw attention to itself. If it's just a static ad, it's got to really pop in order to catch your eye. But we're so in tune now with videos and animated GIFs and things like that, that's kind of what we're looking for. That's what our eye is drawn to. So I'll hit replay one more time. Zooms in on the image and then pops up my information. And then there's the property information. And then we have what's called an end screen. There's my name again. I'm a licensed real estate salesperson. So now we can go in here and customize. So this is sort of the basic ad. If I probably would change that cover photo, because if you look at it, the property is sort of in the bottom of the screen, because in the MLS, that's the first photo. And I wanted it to show like, hey, you're right here on Atlantic Avenue and right over there is the beach. You're so close you can feel it, kind of thing. So let me go in here and we can crop this image if we want, but I'm going to go ahead and replace this image. Let me go find my people. And then oh, I gotta look. Let's do this one. This is a nice photo. So this is the back of the house, but I think it's a pretty photo. So we're just going to use this for fun right now. So there it goes, and you'll see the bottom comes up, and you still get to see the house there. So I like that for now. You can also change your image on here. I like this photo because I look good. I'm also probably 15 pounds lighter, so I'm going to go with that. But I do encourage you to use your current photo. I'm going to update some of the address information here because, yes, it's 7708 Atlantic Avenue, but it's actually Unit B, right? We have a lot of these 2-unit condos at the beach, and I don't like abbreviations, so I'm going to plug in their avenue. And I'm just going to watch to see if it pops up here. There we go, 7708B Atlantic Avenue. There's the MLS number, and this says single family, which it is not. So I'm going to leave the MLS number because in a lot of states that is part of our compliance. Now it's not in Virginia yet, but having the MLS number and or your license number displayed is part of compliance for a lot of states. So I think just get in that practice now. I'm just going to do a little catchphrase for it. So beachside bungalow is what I've kind of been calling this little 1940 cottage back unit condo thing. Then we have some specs. So I'm going to change this to for BR Capital to, whoops, to BA Capital 1,749 square feet, just because the caps make it a little bit more readable. So that's everything on this left side. On the right side, we can change things here. We can add different ribbons, right? So there's a just listed ribbon that we can add, and we'll see if it pops through there. Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Well, that didn't go. Anyway, so just listed, just sold, price reduced, open house. So if you have a listing coming up with open house, you can advertise that with a banner. It usually goes right across there. If you want to say it's in escrow, right, which that's fancy language from out west that we call under contract. So you can put that banner on there. There it goes. Just listed. That's like, 7 clicks too late, but also going on, make sure your name is correct. Professionally, I use my full name. Joan Buckley here in our office. Her real name, you may have seen on the last screen, first name is Beverly, but she goes by Joan, but it would pop up under her license name. Make sure your phone number is correct. And then your tagline, licensed real estate salesperson. There it is on the screen. Since I have a CRS, I like using certified residential specialist, right? I paid a lot for that designation, so I'm going to trot that out as much as I can. And then you have some other stuff that you can play around with. You can do different colors within the ad. So here's the Long and Foster red somewhere. It'll eventually pop up. Plug in more things. So you have black, Long and Foster navy blue, and Long and Foster red. I'm wondering if it's not moving as quickly as I am because we're zooming. But anyway, you get the idea there. So that's how you can customize it. If you get bold, you can upload your own ad there. As always, make sure that before you put any ad out there that's not canned, like this one, that you run it by your manager to make sure we have the right disclosures and things like that. We just want to make sure that a second set of eyes looks at it to make sure that you're in compliance, that you haven't misspelled anything. I'm constantly, I'm a former English teacher, former book editor. That all dies hard with me. So I'm constantly sending things back to people like, just for next time, here's your little correction kind of thing. So don't make me break out my red pen, is what I'm saying. So I wanted to go next, and I'm too long on my on the address description here. I have 48 characters, only have 45, so I'm going to back that out. I don't like the abbreviations. Go back to AV, and it's 45 of 45 there. So now I'm going to click. Now there's the red.
Yeah, looks like delayed reaction just to.
Yep. All right. Now this is where you really get huge benefit out of AdWorks. Most properties that we sell, we want to advertise within a 15-mile radius of the property because, 15 miles around here, literally from where I'm sitting right now at the oceanfront, 15 miles, I'm in Norfolk, in Chesapeake, right? So 15 miles covers a pretty wide range of places around here. And most people are looking within their area to move. Now, what I do from time to time, especially when I have special properties that probably won't have a local buyer, is I will select specific cities, right? So if I have a listing in Sandbridge or at the North End that I think might appeal to a Richmond buyer or a Northern Virginia buyer, I will advertise to those markets, right? So here's Richmond, Virginia. So I can add that in. Then I can add in Arlington, Virginia. Where else can we add in? Oh, how about Chevy Chase, Maryland, right? Although on the Maryland side, they probably go towards what's the beach there in Maryland? Ocean City. A lot of Marylanders, especially in Chevy Chase and Bethesda, go to Delaware beaches. But we can also go Fairfax, Virginia. So we can add in a bunch of different places and really target that ad for this vacation property or whatever you may have. Or if you have something that would make a great investment for out-of-town purchasers, you can say, okay, well, I know we have a lot of people. Oh, here's a fun stat. About a third of online searches at rain.com, which is the public-facing consumer search site for rain, about a third of those searches originate in the New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, tri-state area. So if anyone has been there in the wintertime or has family that lives in the New York area, winters can be a little harsh up there. So people are moving down here, right? So we can, maybe target some of those areas if you want. So, I'm going to target to these areas. I'm going to click next. And then it says, where would you like people to go when they click on this ad? It automatically pulls in the Long & Foster website for the property, which that's fine by me. I'm going to click there. And then here's how I'm finishing up. So it gives me the ad preview again, shows me my custom locations, the destination page, the listing address, and then on this side, campaign length. All right, I'm going to be conservative right now and just check off 1 week. And I'm doing this live for you guys, so it'll be running for a week. I'll probably cancel it here after class. We can launch it as soon as possible, or you can say, you know what? This is something that if I don't have, or the open house is coming up next weekend, so I want to launch it, early next week. You can specify a launch date. I haven't researched this too much, but for $49, you get an extra 5,000 views. I don't know how they do that, but that's something you may want to consider. So here's our order summary. So 1 week is the cost of $69 less the Long and Foster discount. Here's my information. I already have a credit card on file. So now I'm going to purchase and launch ad. It's going, it's going, it's going. All right. So let me hold off on that now. So this is your purchase details. You'll get an email saying that, yes, this is what you did. You can also print the receipt for tax purposes. But you can also add in your client information. So let's go back out to our home screen for this. My campaigns. So from your My Account button, if you go to My Campaigns, you can see what is active out there. Here's my ad. So you can see under the one we just created, the home seller, it's missing info. So I can click on here, add your client's email, and then I can put in their name, their email address, and it's going to say, have my name on there. And what it does is it positions these ads online, on Facebook, on ESPN.com, various news sites, things like that. And because everything is targeted marketing nowadays, right? If you think about a purple elephant, and you even just think it, you don't have to put it out loud. Your Facebook feed is going to fill up with purple elephants, right? That's just how technology works, and Big Brother is watching you and all of that. But with these ads, it looks for people that have had online activity related to housing searches, like Zillow or Realtor.com or other real estate websites, people who've been very active with things like HGTV or HomeDepot.com. There's some sort of housing connection there, and the little algorithms know all of this stuff. And then it embeds an ad, and I want to see, if we can find, here's a summary. So what I'll do, let me stop share of this screen. Hello. And then we will go to this screen so you can see what the Adwerx email looks like. Blow this up a little bit. So pretty much every day, you, as the agent, will get a copy of this Adwerx performance report. If you sign your clients up, it sends it to them. And so what happens when you send it to your client, they say, oh, this looks great. Let me click on my ad and check out my house. And then this is where Big Brother is watching you. So what it does for your clients is they click on this ad, and now it embeds a cookie in the website so that when they go searching other websites and reading things, so let's blow this up a little bit. So I don't know what this website is, but new music this week. So anyway, so the ad appeared on this website. So when your client goes and clicks on the ad, and now they're going to ESPN.com or Disney.com or checking out the Today Show or something like that, this ad will occasionally pop up on the seller's web pages that they're looking at. And they're going to think that you are doing a whole lot more than you actually are, because you're advertising everywhere. I see my listing on every page I'm going to. It's all over the place. How'd you put it on ESPN.com? How did you put it on NewYorkTimes.com? That's amazing. It also gives them some stats, right? So 18,000 total ad views for this property. 1,200 of them for yesterday. 6 people clicked. One person clicked yesterday, and here's when it's running. Now this is for me. Let me see if I have. Stop sharing. Let me see if I can find one that goes to the seller, because that's kind of cool to see. Work summary. Well, I don't see one right off, so we'll keep on. But the ad, or the email for Adwerx that goes to your client, is a little bit different, but it shows them those stats and things. And I think just having, when they click on that, and then their property listing is popping up on all these websites they're looking at, is kind of cool. But okay, so maybe you don't have a property listed. Maybe you don't have anything that you can advertise. You can advertise yourself. And you probably, once you see this, you've probably seen these on your social feeds and things like that. So let me go back over here to the share my screen for Adwerx. All right. So now we want to look at create new ad. And here are the different types of ads that Adwerx will let you do. You can do ads targeted by zip code, streaming TV commercial. I don't understand that just yet. I haven't looked into, I only do the two things, right? The listing ads and promoting myself kind of thing. Don't really do a whole lot more with it because it's just, I don't have the mental bandwidth to do that. But I think, okay, I can advertise my listings, I can advertise myself. That should be enough. So streaming commercials, you can look into that if you want to. Ads for your listings, I do. Ads for your sphere. I should probably look more into ads for recruiting. This is probably at the manager level, and ads for retargeting. So that you may not have all of these on your thing. But so ads targeted by zip code, we can click here and get more information. So this is where you get to sort of promote yourself, advertise across thousands of websites, Facebook, mobile, Instagram, target potential clients who are located in your chosen zip codes, things like that. So let's go ahead and can we do that? That's product info. It won't let me click. Create new ad. Oh, you know what? It's hiding over here. There to start new campaign. All right, so you can see I did this a while back. Let me choose myself here. Oh, look, I haven't done this in forever. It's the old logo, the old office. Young guy, still bald. So these are the cities or the zip codes that it's prompting me for automatically. But let me see if 23451 is available. So yeah, so there's some space there. So I can do the oceanfront area zip code 23451. I can do for $99 for web ads or mobile and Facebook ads. Let me do mobile and Facebook.
Is that for 1 week?
We're gonna find out.
Okay.
So there, all right, so lock in your zips. I can do multiple. I can advertise in Williamsburg or Gloucester or anything like that. We'll just do that one. I think this is walking me through. Yeah. Yep. Okay, thank you. It recognizes I have not been here on this side in a while. So I selected one slot for Facebook and mobile ads. You can see here, very fine print, approximately 5,000 views per month. I'll click here, next, edit my ad. And we'll just let this run through so you can see, again, the moving ad. There I am. Ooh, look at that, Flex Field 2. Did you see that? Flex Field 1. This is fun. Now we're talking. So I can change my photo if I want. Here are different templates. So, I could change to this template if I wanted to. Let it reload. So, kind of, for lack of a better expression, blocky. I can go back to this template, which I like. It's a little softer. There's my information, office information. So I like the photo there. Here are the overlays. I can change color if I want to. Then there's this information on the right. Remember, we updated this on the last one. So again, I'm going to plug in there, certified residential specialist. Then again, I use my full name. Oops, also put a space in there. I think might be 2 spaces in there. Yeah. Real estate agent, we can change that maybe to,
Realtor? Or,
well, I'm going to do associate broker
yeah,
and realtor. How about that? Get broken and realtor. My phone number's in there, good. The office information is good. Now, Flex Field 1. So this can be where you plug in if you have a tagline, or maybe you want to put your expertise in there or something like that. So Flex Field 1 comes in there. So let me change that to over 20 years experience. So, I have the great fortune of having been in this business 20 years this past May, so I can say over 20 years experience. And then Flex Field 2, use our tagline, make a great move. Let that refresh. All right, and then there's a footer information there. It just plugs in my office name, Oceanfront Coastal. I'm fine with that for now. So now I can go next. Let's go to my old website. So let's plug in my new website. What do you do if you don't have your own domain? Well, you can point to your Long and Foster page, right? You can either put it on, send it to people to your Long and Foster agent identification page. Like if you go to longandfoster.com and search for agents, you can search for yourself there and click that link, or you have so I have that, I've updated that for myself. So I can do quarterly, annual, or 2-year, and look at the things we're spending here: 98.60 a month, 69.02 a month. And so zip code is going to be 1392 for the year with the discount. So it's going to charge you for the whole year $828.24. Now, I'm not going to do this because I'm more about promoting my listings and myself, but this is something that you can do if you want to. If you want to put a little money at personal promotion, this is a great way to do it. And I didn't show you on the property ads, but let me show you here. So we have different ad sizes. It optimizes for mobile and things like that. So it's generating, it says, so we're going to be patient. So here's what it will look like on Facebook. Here's what it'll look like on Instagram. If you chose a web ad, this is what it would look like as it pops up on a mobile web ad kind of thing. And I will say that I've scrolled through Instagram and seen some of these ads like, oh, yeah, okay. And I've almost, double tapped them to like. It's like, oh, no, that's another agent advertising on my Instagram. I don't want to like that. I don't want to give them that satisfaction. But this is something that it does pop up, looks pretty spiffy. And again, you can target if you want to, kind of thing. You can increase your ad buy, increase your zip codes, things like that. So that's your one way there of either selling or promoting your listing, or you promote yourself with AdWorks. Now let me make sure I'm not buying anything here. I will skip out on that. And let's go back to my campaigns. And I just want to show you. We have, so it has all kinds of data that you can pull in and look at. So, people in my local area have spent an average of 52.3 hours per month, or my ad has been a total of 52.3 hours per month in front of my audience that I've selected. Here's likes and comments, and usually me liking my ad. But here are some example sites for where the ads pop up. Let's see if does that pull up any bigger? Does that get bigger on your screen? So here's Yahoo, right? So someone goes to Yahoo News, here's some ad here for the 360, here's my ad, right? And then weather's right below it. The one we saw earlier, this is allmusic.com. Oh, this is funny. Merriam-Webster, right? So if you want to know what the definition of swole is, you can go to Merriam-Webster. Here's Yahoo Sports, page 6, which is Jenny's like, um, I don't want to call it a gossip page, but look, celebrity news. How about that? USA Today, page 6, Merriam-Webster again. I wonder, so Merriam-Webster, it popped up, and there's abhor, and then it was swole up here. So I guess, people are abhorring people that use the word swole, I guess, and I need to figure out where they are. Yahoo Finance, some more Yahoo. Let's see where we are. All Music, Merriam-Webster again, thesaurus.com. I never would have thought to advertise there. But a lot of these are pages that you may go to, especially if you Google something, right? If you want to say, okay, what is, a stock price for something or rather, or what, did the Fed raise or lower the mortgage interest rate or something like that, you'll probably click on something, it'll take you to Yahoo Finance, or it'll take you to thesaurus.com or something like that. And I do it myself, right? If I'm looking for another word or making sure I'm spelling something right, I'll plug it into Google, right? And then I get a little Google summary, and sometimes I'll go onto the page for Merriam-Webster or thesaurus.com or somewhere else, say, okay, here's more detail and context for what I'm looking for. All right, so I'm going to stop share there, bring everyone back. Anyone have any questions on this?
Now, is that the same price whether you do the Facebook, say I'm more Facebook, and there were those choices, remember, one was the,
So if
or
you
just the layout, basically.
So what I saw there initially was it was $99 for the web ads, or $99 for the Facebook and Instagram
Okay,
ads. You could probably double up and do it across the board.
okay.
But again, there's no limit to how much you can spend on these things, but do it
Oh, of course.
judiciously.
And, I'd like to maybe try one and start with the Facebook, Instagram, because that's where, Miss Tech here is usually on one of those, and just kind of see how it works.
Yeah,
And I'll get a lot of input too
yeah,
from my friends.
yeah. You
Just,
may also want to do some research into using Adwerx to market to your sphere. I haven't
yeah,
put a lot of
I like
brain
that too.
into it, but that may be a little bit more beneficial to say, okay, I have this
Yeah,
list of people. Here's, who I want to be marketing to constantly. So, look into that
okay,
kind of thing. But it's a great little
definitely.
system. I use it a lot. I'll start to put the property ads in place probably about week 2 of the listing. Like, so we fully expect that, if a property goes on the market on a Wednesday or Thursday, it'll be gone by the weekend. That's not always the case, right? I have a couple that have languished for whatever reason. Like, we hit the market, over Father's Day. And so then you have all the high school graduations around that time. And, we're still sitting here because, we kind of
Distractions. Yeah,
just,
summer
just wrong.
distractions.
But it really makes you look good to your sellers to say, hey, look, I'm advertising here, I'm advertising there. They get really impressed when you have something that is more of a vacation property or something near the beach or on water somewhere. It's like, look, I'm advertising to Richmond as well as here locally, kind of thing. And they can see those stats in the emails they get. Any other thoughts or questions?
One other one, like I took your listing on 77th and I put it on my Facebook. Hey, if you want to see this property,
Yeah.
can you do that on here? Can us, or I don't,
I
probably
don't
not.
know if you can advertise other
Yeah.
people's listings.
Well, I'll try
If
to
you
find
figure out
my
that
own.
well, yeah, that's the thing. Go out there and get your own listing. How about
Yeah,
that? Let's
thank
start
you.
there. But if you figure out that you can, just make sure that you have permission of the agent to do that.
Gotcha,
And
for
here's
sure.
another fun thing. On the property ads, you can go in to say the property sells. Like, I'm paid for 4 weeks and the property sold. I don't want to advertise it anymore. When you cancel that campaign, they keep your money, but they give you credit, right? So
Okay.
if I spend $100 on an ad and for a listing, and I only use $25 of it for its run, that remaining 75 will be held as a credit in the account.
Okay.
Which of course that tells you to come back. They're trying to get you to come back and give them more money. I don't blame them for that. They're trying to run a business. But you do have that credit that sits there. So, I'll go in here and cancel the ad I just created. So I'll have, that 50 some odd dollar credit that I can apply to my next ad kind of thing. So that's kind of a neat feature. So yeah, if you're so fortunate that your property sells that first week, even though you're running an ad, cancel the campaign, it can sit there, credit sits on your account. You can bring the campaign back. So say the contract falls apart and you want to get it advertised again, go right in there, reactivate that campaign and use the remaining credit. That's kind of a neat little feature. I discovered that by accident. Like, I want my money back. Oh, they won't give me my money back. Oh, I can just do another ad. And they got me hooked. I've been doing this for years and I just keep giving them my money. Any other
Well, I
questions? Does
appreciate
this
it
seem
because
like something that you guys feel like you'd use?
I definitely want to use it for the sphere. That's the one, everybody on my list. But like I said, a lot of those people are also on Instagram or Facebook. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm gonna play with it and see which one. Yeah, try it for a week, see what happens.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Question. You've done it before. Did you, get any leads from it or people contacting you off the ad or more just getting your name out there?
That's a very good question. So the personal ad and promoting myself, I don't recall ever getting any traction on that, but you do see the impressions that it makes. So think of it this way. So the personal ad is kind of like an ad in a magazine or a billboard, right? You can't really measure that. Did you actually get business off the billboard? Unless someone says, "Hey, I saw your billboard. I want to buy a house." You're not really able to sort of measure how that business came to you. Um, but it is just sort of that recognition. I tell you, every time I go to the grocery store, there's an agent on the grocery cart, right? The little ads at the end of the grocery cart. There's always an agent there. Here at the Harris Teeter at the oceanfront, it's I've just lost her name. She lives on Holly Road.
Oh,
Janelle Walthall. It's Janelle, down at the Harris Teeter by the courthouse. It is Anna Staylor because she lives down there. So it's that kind of thing. I don't know that either of them have ever gotten any business off of the grocery carts,
but they get exposure.
but they get the
There
exposure.
you go. Yeah.
Now, the listing ads, again, I can't say that yes, I have gotten business directly from the listing ads, but it's again, and I don't know who on here, Betty's on here. I know she used to do this along with me. We used to advertise in the newspaper all the time, right? We had to have deadlines. We had to fill the back page of the home section of the magazine every week, or the newspaper every week. And we really had no way to say, unless someone told us like, "Hey, I saw your ad in the paper. I'm calling about 123 Sesame Street." But it's one of those things that having your ad out there for your listing, the sellers like seeing it, right? And with this online stuff, it's more measurable, right? You can actually see how many people actually did this get in front of, how many people clicked on it, kind of thing. And so what I really do with the listing ads, it's really for the seller. It's like, look, I'm working, kind of thing, right? For me, in my mind, this takes the place of the info tube on your sign in the front yard where you're having to go out there every 3 days and put new flyers in because the kids keep ripping them out of the info tube. It takes the place of the newspaper ads that we used to do. So it's not a universal fix all for all marketing avenues, but this fills that void. And what I really like about it is that it is measurable, right? You and your sellers both can see those reports to say, hey, we're getting good traction here. And they like that because I don't know if you've had this with any of your listings, but sellers are looking at Zillow going like, we have 40 saves on our property. Oh my God. Or this home has been viewed 400 times. This is cool. Well, Zillow's doing it, but this is a little bit more sophisticated than Zillow.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Good info because how many of us has gone by with the millions of emails we get, Adwerx, and just delete, or just to kind of we really appreciate you explaining it because I
Oh,
won't.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be, with these classes, I'm going to be presenting the tools that I use, right? And it's not, an exhaustive covering of everything Long and Foster does. That's why we have Success Path. But I'm going to show you the stuff that I use, the stuff that I like. I have a lot of history with a lot of these platforms, like Adwerx I've been using for years, and seeing how things have changed and providing with my experience on them. So, and it's not all Long and Foster stuff either. So for next week, let me just look, I think. So yes, July 16th, next Tuesday, we'll have training again. You can tune in by Zoom or come here to the Oceanfront office. We're going to be going over RPR from NAR. That's the Realtors Property Resource. It's a great tool offered exclusively to realtors through NAR. You can do neighborhood reports, you can do property reports, you can do CMAs. There's a new AI generator thing where you can generate scripts so that you can read into the camera and say, here's your market update for 23434 or whatever like that. So lots of stuff there. We're going to keep it very simple for next week's class on just how to generate a property report kind of thing, which is a little bit more robust than just a CMA from RAIN. So that's for next week on the 16th. As I mentioned before, this recording will be available to you at some point once everything gets downloaded, uploaded, and processed. Again, Amber will send it out. And if you have any questions, I am here to help. Feel free to reach out anytime.
Thank you kindly.
All right. You all have a wonderful day.
You
Try to
too.
stay cool.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.